Yo, what's good? I'm CharlesTruly, and over here we're embracing masculinity. I gotta take a drink for this one.
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a fuck. Yeah, this man hit me, grabbed a rock, and it hit me in my fucking face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just fucking watch. Y'all see that shit? Y'all see that shit? What y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man and fucking do something. Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face? Man, fuck all y'all niggas. Have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody. Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, "What you gonna do?" And I told all these men, like, "Yo, why this man got a brick on my face?" And he's holding a brick, and all these niggas is watching, and nobody does nothing. And he hits me in my face, and then they all just watching, and they let that nigga get in a car.
Before I get started, usually what I say, offends a lot of people. I try to speak, from the truth, in my experience, and just when things like trigger me a certain way. When I seen this video, it reminded me of a situation that I just dealt with over the weekend. I had my daughter. So, kids are kids, right? Like, a kid will come to you and they'll give you the story of what happened, and they want you to believe them. I've actually had this situation with my daughter one time. She came to me, it told me this whole one-sided story, and to me, I'm like, it don't make sense. Like, people just don't do things just to do them, And before I get into this, I just want to say I don't condone violence on anybody, not even women, but just anybody, period. If it's not life or death, I don't think you should be putting your hands on anybody. So I just want to say that, and definitely using things like bricks and knives and, just assault weapons. If it's not for like true defense, I don't condone it. But in life, every action comes with a reaction. Every choice you make comes with a consequence. So I'm not saying, if anybody is right or wrong. Me personally, I wouldn't go upside nobody's head with a brick unless my life was in danger. But not everybody's like me, and we have to remember that in our dealings with people in everyday life. You don't know what people are capable of. But with that being said, I remember one time dealing with my daughter. She came to me with a situation, and it just didn't make sense to me. And this is what I feel like a lot of what I've been hearing, the Shade Room, how they put this story out and create the narrative of men are just going upside somebody's head with a brick just because they got rejected. I'm not buying that. There's more to this story, and this is what I mean. The situation I had with my daughter, she came to me, and I'm like, this don't make sense. And instead of her wanting to give the truth, she tried to guilt me into being like, why don't you believe me? I'm your daughter. You should believe me. You should feel bad. This is a young, I think she had to be 5 or 6. Like, she's young doing this. So a lot of these things come from kids, just childhood, just certain things that they learn. And it's like a lot of people, when they grow up, they still have these habits. So I just wanted to say that before I go into this, and anybody want to come in my comments and just be like, you should believe all women. I've never been for that. I don't believe all of anybody or anything. I'm going to assess it myself before I make a decision. So yeah, when I first heard this story with my girl, I basically told her, I was like, it don't make sense. there's more to this story than what she's given. Granted, there are crazy people. I'm sure there's a man crazy enough to go up somebody's head with a brick because he got rejected. But I'm going to say that's not the normal. Like I said, I don't condone it in any shape, form, or fashion. But I believe she contributed more to this situation and left out a lot, which I'm not going to play these videos. But there are witnesses and there's other footage coming out now that shows that she wasn't 100% innocent in this situation. There's a video of her just going up and slapping people, talking shit. And there's videos of her, showing her feminist ways, talking about how lesbians run the world, or they keep everything under control, and men only, I think she said something about men only protect what they possess and things like that. So she's basically online creating this division between men and women. She's contributing to it. And what I say is the energy you put out is what you get back. So no, if you look at her history and see what she's been saying and doing, she put out a certain energy and got that energy back. And I'm gonna say, I've always said that if you start some shit, you can't tell somebody how much to retaliate. If you don't start it, there's no retaliation. If somebody come out of nowhere, I didn't do nothing to hit me, you're not gonna tell me what I should do back. You know what I'm saying? And that's the risk you take when you out here moving a certain way. And like I said, everybody can keep going around and trying to defend this woman. I see where she had a GoFundMe that collected like 35 grand. All y'all doing is enabling this behavior. And on my next thing, this whole black men aren't protecting black women. Black women, especially this woman, has essentially opted out of protection. In order to get protection, there has to be some sort of cooperation. I remember when I was doing lifeguard training and certain things like that. You basically were taught like you had to calm down, like you had to get, if somebody was drowning and they were just going crazy, you couldn't save them. If they wouldn't listen, they wouldn't calm down, it's going to be harder. They're going to drag both of you down. You may have to like check them, however you got to do it to get that cooperation so that you can protect them. But yeah, that was one thing that was learned. So a lot of these women who are out here running around and claiming that, oh, black men don't protect us anymore, we don't have y'all cooperation. This video clearly shows that this woman doesn't even want the cooperation. And a lot of these feminists, they don't want masculinity. They don't want these men until some shit go down. Because deep down they know their best response or their best defense against threats is masculinity or men. But we live in a world that's so safe that you have women like this running around saying fuck men, fuck this, women run the world, all these little things they say until some real shit go down. Now she caught that brick. Now she wants to say these men ain't men and they ain't shit, niggas this, and just still being disrespectful. So my thing is, like, when I hear it, I constantly think about my kids. And I have one that's grown, and kids will go through a phase where they'll be like, I don't need you, this I could do it on my own, and this and that. And then when they get in trouble, they run into mommy or daddy. And I'm looking like, well, no, you said you got this. So I kind of feel like that's what this woman did. She's talking shit, talking about, I don't need you, I don't need men, I don't need this and that, until shit hit the fan. Now she's calling on help. So for me, I don't feel any empathy towards what happened. I don't condone it, but at the same time, I don't feel any empathy because it wasn't like she was out here being wholesome, being quiet, being respectful. She was out here starting shit. You start shit, you gonna get shit. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And that's all I have to say on that. And this made me think about a video I did earlier about this woman who she was in the park with her guy late at night, and the police, stopped him. And it was kind of the same situation. Like this is a big thing, especially amongst black men, where these women don't want to listen. And this woman just was giving this cop hell. She kept asking for his name, kept saying she was gonna sign the ticket. And then as soon as he went to arrest her, now she want to play victim and cry out like she didn't do nothing wrong, like it was all the officer trying to get the officer fired. But he did what he's supposed to do. This is the thing that's going rampant. These women are out here are out of control. They're out of pocket. And if you didn't see it, I'm gonna play the video.
I know, but I'm going to. Mr. Brooks, I'm going to sign.
Put your hands behind your back.
Sir,
you don't have to. You don't have to. You do not have to.
I'm asking you, why am I putting my hands behind my back?
You're under arrest.
I'm going to sign the ticket, but why am I under arrest?
Sir, she's about to sign the ticket.
I'm going to sign.
She's about to sign the ticket. That's all you wanted to do is sign the ticket. That's all it is.
I'm going to sign the ticket.
That's all
she signed the ticket. You told me you're not.
I'm going to sign the ticket.
Mr.
Brooks, I'm going
You
to
don't
sign
have
the
that
ticket.
option.
Why don't I have the option, Mr.
Because I
Brooks?
gave you 2 options.
She was just asking for your badge number at
I'm
first.
asking for your badge number, and that wasn't clear on my.
Sir, you don't have. Sir, you do not have to hold her like that. Sir, you do not have to drag her like that.
I'm telling you that I'm going
Sir,
to
you do not have to grab her like that.
I'm going to sign the ticket, Mr. Brooks. I'm going to sign the ticket. Why am I being arrested? Can you please tell me why I'm being arrested?
Sir!
Oh my God! I'm so scared. My God, please, in the name of Jesus, please, God, in the name. Why am I being arrested, Mr. Brooks? I'm going to sign the ticket. Mr. Brooks, why am I being arrested? Why am I being arrested? I don't understand why I'm being arrested. Can you please tell me why I'm being arrested?
Turn around and put your hands behind your back.
Tell me why I'm being arrested. I have the right. I have
Do
the
not
right to
tase
know.
her. Sir, do not tase her.
Oh my God.
Put your hands behind your
Do
back.
not tase her. Do not tase her. What are you tasing her for? Why are you pulling it out?
Put your hands behind your back.
All right, so yeah, I wanted to show that video because I wanted to show a different side where it wasn't some man, a black man, who was doing something like just hitting a woman. I wanted to display defiance in a sense of where the guy was in the right and this cop was in the right to do what he did, but the public, shade room, all them still came out and went against this cop, was trying to have him fired just for doing his job, just to protect these black women. It's like protect them at all costs, believe all women. We got to stop doing that, because some of these women are taking advantage of the system and they ruin it. They ruin it for the women who really need it. What just happened this night where this woman went online and didn't tell the whole story about being bricked. She didn't tell how she was acting up, talking shit, running around, slapping other people. It ruins it for the women who really need help, who are really out here being in there 100% feminine, doing things, and they're just being attacked. So yeah, if you want, you can go see that whole video. There's there's like maybe 10 minutes of that police video where she just was not cooperating. The guy actually cooperated. He understood, okay, signed a ticket to get arrested. She kept trying to push the situation, for one, because she didn't have respect for that black cop. I really feel that in my heart, like, had that been a white cop, it would have been different. But yeah, I really wanted to get that point across. Like, it's not just a situation of men being insecure if they're being rejected. You got women out here who, they don't have the power of a man to do the things they do. Like, they have to move. But if you want this protection, if you're gonna cry out after some situations happen. Stay in your feminine. For one, don't be in certain places. For one, it was late at night. You should have went home. It seemed like from that video, it was like whatever was going on kind of let out, and it was just kind of people hanging around. You can't be out. You shouldn't even be out with a bunch of men around running your mouth anyway. So there are certain things that you have to do, precautions to take, so that you're not in these situations. And that's what when we get down to like protection from a man, and when you ask for this protection, we need your participation. We need you to listen, because most men who are real men, masculine men, would have told her, yo, you don't need to be out like that. Don't put me in danger. Don't put me in the predicament of where I got to put myself in danger because you're not listening. If she really was listening, if she really respected men and was around them, she wouldn't even have been there. But because she think I could do this on my own and run around, this is what you get. Like I said, I'm not condoning it, but this is what you get. And I hope this is the lesson that people are taking. I know it's not. Places like the Shade Room is not going to, they're not going to tell you these things like they should. You shouldn't even, if you're dealing with women who can't listen, you gotta let them go. You shouldn't have no woman, you shouldn't be in a relationship with a woman really dealing with women who can't listen to you. Even if it's your family, if it's business, whatever, if they can't listen to your guidance and the things you're saying, stop dealing with them, because they put you in danger. And as far as like these men, I agree that I don't help. When I was 17, I learned my first lesson about the dynamics of toxic relationships. I learned the dynamics of toxic relationships. I had just moved to Atlanta. I was staying with some family, and my aunt happened to have this guy that she was with, and they used to get in these really big fights. And there was a family friend. He was a friend of my cousin that would, he'd come over, whatever. So my aunt and her boyfriend got in a big fight. And the family friend called the police. So the police came. They took the boyfriend to jail. And then after he got back home, they told the family friend he couldn't come around anymore. So for me, the lesson in that was I stay out of people's domestic situations. If I see some stuff going on, a woman and a guy fighting, and that man's going upside that woman's head, I don't intervene. I'll call the police, but I'm not intervening, because like the guy in the video that responded that was there, I got family too. I got a daughter. I got two daughters rather. I got grandfather to watch out. My mom, I have to watch out for all these people. I can't be putting myself in situations that these women probably caused themselves. And I want to tell you guys that don't get in these situations. That's what you pay taxes for. You pay for police. Call the police, call whoever you got. But a lot of these situations where you see where these women are fighting these men, or the men are going crazy, these women are putting themselves in that situation. So do not feel obligated to jump in and help. If it's a kid, I can understand that. If it, you see a kid, you may know they kidnapped or Amber Alert. Okay, I can understand that. But these grown women, let them be. Don't save them. They don't want to be saved.
I don't want a wife, I just want to live my life. On child support twice, cause I fell for the hype. Hoes trying to tell me what a real man is. They only doing good cause they know where OnlyFans is.